At the beginning of the story, we see a chemist who was doing plastic surgery on a gangster. This gangster had pulled off a massive robbery for a Chinese mafia. But after the heist, he double-crossed them and ran away with all the gold. To get that gold back, both the police and the Chinese mafia were now hunting that gangster down. That's why he went to his uncle for help, who ran a chemist shop nearby. He tells him, "I gotta change your face and give you a new look so nobody recognizes you." After that, he stuck some sharp needles into his face. They didn't have any anesthesia or meds, so they performed the whole operation the old-school way. This caused the gangster a lot of pain. After the operation, his uncle tells him, "Forget what happened. From now on, this face is your new identity." But meanwhile, we see that Chinese gangster, Dragon Lee, who had come to their area searching for them. To get his gold back, Dragon Lee combs through every corner of that neighborhood and finally comes to the chemist who treated him. But we see that the gangster was still alive. His uncle saved his life by jumping on that grenade. But during this, he got hurt really bad. The gangster didn't want to leave him in this condition. But before dying, his last wish was for him to go far away from here and live a peaceful life. The gangster listens to him and leaves that place. Meanwhile, we see a girl who was passing by there. She saw the gangster leaving and quickly reported it to the police. But the police could never catch that gangster because he had started living with a new name and a new identity. Like this, many years pass, and 15 years later, we see that gangster again, who had now become a chef. In these 15 years, he didn't let anyone find out his real identity. Everyone knew him as Uncle Chen, and all they knew about him was that he just makes great food and lived the life of an ordinary chef his whole life. One day, while he was cooking for his customers, his business partner Mina sees some guys who were harassing a girl. They mixed something into her drink, which Mina sees. She told those guys to stay away from the girl, but those guys started threatening Mina instead and said, "You don't know who my boss is." If Chen wanted, he could have broken their bones right there, but he just listened to their talk and settled the matter. Meanwhile, a cop came there and started asking them what was going on. Mina tells him that these people mixed something in her drink. He immediately understood that this cop is also in on it with those people. So he didn't want to pick a fight by arguing with them anymore. He tells Mina to go inside and apologizes to those people. It turns out his suspicion was totally right, because after going a little further, that cop starts talking to those guys like they're friends. After this, we see a girl named Yue who was being bullied by kids in her class. Yue had learned kung fu from her uncle. Chen, who was watching them secretly, waits for them to get beaten, and when they got a good thrashing, he came to Yue and explained to her that you don't fight with kids at school. Today was Yue's birthday, so he gives her a small gift, which makes Yue very happy. After this, we see that cop who got an invitation to a secret party tonight. Chen is also there, having come to deliver food to the club staff. Officer Wong sees a lot of young girls there who were being forced to dance in the club under the influence of drugs. Their boss with her. Upon asking, they found out she came here for her boyfriend, whom she met on an online dating site, but he betrayed her and snatched her passport and sold her to the Chinese mafia. Mina gives Ava something to eat and assures her that they will definitely help her. But Chen didn't want to put his family in any danger, so he tells Ava to go to the police station for help. Mina explains to Chen that she's very scared. Where will she go alone so late at night? Tomorrow morning she'll drop her at the police station herself, but let's let her stay here tonight. Chen agrees, but he was still very nervous. Mina helped that girl because 15 years ago, she was also lost in this unknown country like this, where people used her. She wanted to commit suicide by jumping off the roof with her daughter, but Chen helped her and gave her a new life. The next day, when Mina was cleaning the restaurant, some guys come to her. Mina told them that the shop isn't open yet, but those people forcefully entered and started looking for Ava. Finally, they find that girl, but they take her daughter along with Ava too. And Chen tried his best to save his daughter, but because of the leg injury, he can't walk very far and falls down limping. After that, they went to the police station for help, but the police don't show any interest in taking his case at all. Chen sees in the news that human trafficking-related crimes were increasing in their area. If they didn't find her in the next 24 hours, she would go into the trading phase, after which it's impossible to find her. A cop told them, "You guys go home. When we find something, we'll let you know." But Chen requests him to go find her right now, otherwise it'll be too late. But that cop treats them rudely and, showing them files of missing complaints, said, "You guys aren't the only ones this happened to." Just then, Officer Wong comes there, who sees that the girl was being questioned. That day in the police raid, they didn't find any drugs on him. Wong was inspired by his father to become a police officer, but it was Simon who got Wong into the police uniform. They both go to his father's grave, where we find out that 15 years ago, the kid who saw that gangster leaving was none other than Wong. His father was patrolling that area that day, but when he went to them, he found that someone had shot him. Wong's father breathed his last in front of his eyes, and since then, Wong has been looking for that gangster because he thinks he's the one who took his father's life. Wong wanted to catch his father's killer at any cost, but Simon tells him to be a bit careful because their enemy wasn't an ordinary man. On the other side, Chen checks all the nearby CCTV cameras to find his daughter. He found the car number in a recording in which they took Yue. He quickly asks all the mechanics in the area about that car, and finally, he found a man who had repaired that car just a few days ago. He takes Chen to a building where he dropped the car back after repairing it. Meanwhile, we see Yue, who is being held captive in that same building along with other girls. Chen just wanted to go inside somehow and rescue his daughter, but entering that building directly could be dangerous. He talks to a friend of his who delivered vegetables to that building every day. And then went into a room where he found the body of a girl lying there. These cruel people had killed her and taken out all her organs. Wong understood that the matter is much more serious than he was thinking. He quickly takes some pictures and starts returning. On the other side, Chen follows a guard and comes into a room where a lot of girls were kept. Just then, he saw a candy lying there, which he gave to Yue on her birthday. Without delay, Chen attacks that guard and knocks him out. But it turns out these people had shifted Yue somewhere else last night. Seeing the cuts on their stomachs, he understood that none of them were going to survive tonight. He wanted to help them. But just then, Wong arrives there. Chen thought the police were also in on it with those people. So he attacked Wong. He tries to explain to him that it's nothing like what he's thinking, but Chen had seen his truth with his own eyes. Hearing the noise, a guard comes up, but they both hide behind the door, and as soon as that guard left, they both started fighting again. This time while fighting, they knocked over a cabinet, the noise of which makes everyone alert. The handler sent all the guards to the third floor to kill them, but by then, Wong and Chen had cleared up all their confusion. Both fight those guards together, but their numbers were constantly increasing. Everyone pounced on them together with sticks and rods, but Wong breaks every single one's bones, and Chen took care of the ones who were left. Seeing his people getting beaten, the handler sends more people up, and fighting so many people at once wasn't easy for them. But after 15 years, Chen uses his super punch once again and takes down their entire line at once. Wong is stunned to see so much power in an ordinary cook. But then his eyes fell on Chen's leg, and he remembered that the man who ran away after killing his father 15 years ago also had a similar injury on his leg. He understood that Chen is his father's killer, but now wasn't the right time to take his revenge. Wong quickly called for backup, after which his man standing outside breaks the wall and enters, and the three of them escaped from there. Wong was very angry at Simon for stopping this mission halfway, but also ruined our whole plan. Wong had solid proof against them, but despite this, Simon told Wong to stop further action and also gave him orders to release. But it felt like Simon was hesitating to tell him the whole story. After this, we see Ava, whom those people caught and handed over to Dragon Lee, the man running this entire human trafficking empire, meaning Dragon Lee. He made paintings of every beautiful girl and kept them decorated in his house. He was very angry at the guy who gave the police info about their hideout. He sticks a bunch of brushes into his mouth, and if even one brush fell from his mouth, consider his game over. A girl comes there who helped Lee in his business. It turns out that 15 years ago, her father ran this entire empire, but Chen killed her father, after which this whole business went into Dragon Lee's hands. Lee has been looking for Chen for so many years because the stolen gold was still with him. When he found out the police raided his hideout, he quickly checks the CCTV footage there, and seeing what he saw there, he was completely stunned. And then his eyes fell on Chen's super punch, seeing which he remembered that same day when Chen floored him with this punch. The next day, when Chen returned home, but he saw she had been shot, due to which she breathes her last right there. Meanwhile, Wong chased Lee's people, but everyone escapes. After this, he comes to Chen and tells him to come to the police station with him. He felt that if he hadn't come, maybe Mina would still be alive. There's an intense fight between them, but he doesn't kill him and leaves him tied up there. Wong tried hard to find him, but he didn't find him anywhere. He calls Simon for help, but saying, "I'm in an important meeting," he also hung up. He was just thinking about his next move when he saw Simon, who was standing right in front of his eyes. Wong followed him and found out that the person giving Dragon Lee all the news was none other than than his uncle Simon. He had never even dreamed that his uncle would betray his department. But Simon explains to him that what he did was necessary. When he came to this city, it was occupied by 6 criminal organizations. There was crime everywhere, and everyone was in hell. But after my years of hard work, now only Dragon Lee is left here. But Wong felt that by supporting Dragon Lee, he made him even more powerful. Crime didn't decrease in this city. The only difference was that the work that 6 gangs used to do together, now Dragon Lee does it alone. On the other side, we see Chen, all sides. Actually, Chen had come with all the preparations beforehand. Before coming here, he had told Wong everything. He knew who killed his father. He even gets ready to hand himself over to the police after the job is done. But in exchange for telling the truth, he needed his help. Wong's officers pick out and kill Lee's men, after which Lee had to run away from there, even if he didn't want to. For his safety, he takes Yue with him too, because of which no one can fire a shot at him. An intense fight between Lee disappeared somewhere. He searched for him a lot, but in the end, he only found Yue, who was lying unconscious on the terrace. Chen quickly went to her, but this was also part of Lee's plan. He had hidden a bomb there, the tracker for which was in his hand. As soon as the explosion happened, Chen jumps off the terrace with his daughter. Yue's life was saved, but Chen was badly hurt. Before he could regain his senses, Lee attacks him again and was just about to kill him when Wong shot him. There's intense firing between the two, but soon Lee ran out of bullets, after which he started beating Wong with his bare hands. In front of Dragon Lee, who was an expert in kung fu and martial arts, Wong doesn't last long, though he also didn't give up and kept fighting him. Lee was just about to kill him when Chen jumped in between without caring about his life and saved his life. But meanwhile, he also gets shot. When Yue ran toward him for help, Lee caught her too and picking her up, threw her off the building. But at the last moment, Wong catches her hand. Lee wanted to kill them both, but Chen jumps down, taking Lee with him. If he wanted, he could have killed Lee. It's better for the devil to die. And meanwhile, a word slips out of his mouth, hearing which Wong was completely stunned because his father had said that exact same word to him before dying. He handed Simon Lee's gun, but Simon, taking advantage of being alone, points that same gun at his head. It turns out that day his father wasn't killed by Chen, but by Simon. Because if he hadn't done that, his father would have killed Lee, and he wouldn't have gotten anything. He said, "I always gave you a chance to stay away from me, but I didn't think you'd turn out like your father." And saying just that, he pulled the trigger. Not everyone gets this happiness. We see Chen, who was badly injured. Yue tells him to get up, but Chen took his last breath in front of her and said goodbye to this world forever. A few days after this, we see Ava, who says thank you to Officer Wong for saving her life. And somewhere, both had started liking each other. In the end, we see Yue, whom those boys started bothering again after Chen was gone. One of them said, "What? After Uncle left, your attitude decreased?" But Yue teaches them both a lesson with Chen's super punch. Officer Wong says if you bother Yue again, I'll put you both in jail. And scaring those boys, he chases them away. After Chen left, now he was the one who was going to take care of Yue. And with this, the story ends right here. I hope you liked this movie. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one.